We will now be discussing the network menu and its subcategories. Network allows you to configure your DVR's network settings, such as mobile port, media port, web port, IP addresses, as well as other network settings. Type allows you to select between DHCP, PPPoE, and static. Mobile port shows the port that you have configured. Media port shows the port that you have configured to be your media port. Web port shows the port that you have configured to be your web port. IP address is the identification of the DVR when it is connected to your network. Subnet mask should always be set to 255.255.255.000. It describes the range of IP addresses that can be found in your network. Gateway is the connection between two networks, and it should be the router's IP address. DNS1 is the primary domain name system. This will vary from city to city. DNS2 is the secondary domain name system. UPnP allows enabling or disabling of this function. Choose Enable to allow the DVR to use UPnP, which allows your router and DVR to discover each other's presence on the network and establish a functional relationship for data sharing and communication. Default allows you to adjust all settings back to factory. Apply allows you to apply and save the changes made to that channel setting. Exit allows you to exit the menu. Substream allows you to configure the network transfer settings. Channel indicates a channel you will want to configure. Video allows enabling or disabling of this function. Please keep in mind the remote viewing function will be closed and you will not be able to view your system remotely if you select Disable. FPS allows you to allocate the frames per second per channel. This will determine the smoothness of the video during playback. Please keep in mind 30 frames per second is real-time video. Bitrate describes the rate at which bits are transferred from one location to another. Audio allows you enabling or disabling the audio function on that specific channel. A check mark will appear when audio is enabled on that channel. Email menu. Email allows enabling or disabling of this function. If you have the DVR configured to motion activated recording, you will receive an email alert with an attached image of the object that triggered the alarm. SSL allows enabling or disabling of this function. SMTP port are determined by the settings of your email provider. SMTP server is determined by the settings of your email provider. Sender email is your email address that sends the emails. Sender password is the password for the email provided in the sender email field. Receiver email is the email address that receives the email alerts. Interval is the period between each email alert that you receive. You can select in between 1, 3, 5, or 10-minute intervals. Default allows you to adjust all settings back to factory settings. Apply allows you to apply and save the changes made to the channel setting. Exit allows you to exit the menu. DDNS menu allows you to configure your DDNS setup after you have registered for a free domain name at www.nightowldvr.com. DDNS should be set to enable if you're using a DDNS service. Server should maintain at Night Owl when using Night Owl's free domain name service. Host name should be set to the domain name that you created during your DDNS registration. Username is the user ID that you created during your DDNS registration. Password is the password that you created during your DDNS registration. Default allows you to adjust all settings back to the factory settings. Apply allows you to apply and save the changes made to the channel setting. Exit allows you to exit the menu. We will now be discussing the network menu and its subcategories. Network allows you to configure your DVR's network settings, such as mobile port, media port, web port, IP addresses, as well as other network settings. Type allows you to select between DHCP, PPPoE, and static. Mobile port